Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. We are in Gatwick Airport, London, UK. Sitting, for those of you curious, with X-Plane in stand 112, I believe it was. Um, and we're on POSCON, and we are preparing for a flight to one of the more challenging airports out there, Madeira. It's off the coast of Africa and Europe, out there in the Atlantic, and the crosswinds are what makes it so challenging sometimes. So we're going to give it a shot today. Who knows what'll happen? Plus, we're in the newer plane that we're still trying to get adapted to. So we're flying the Flight Factor A320. Came across this EasyJet livery, so we put it on the plane, and we're in the final stages of getting ready for flight. Now, we are cold and dark, so we're going to do this from the beginning all the way through, and hopefully a successful landing and all the way through shutdown. Flight itself is about 4 hours, so with that, let's get into the cockpit and get going here with our pre-flight with Sim Toolkit. All right, so we got Sim Toolkit up. Sim Toolkit has altered a little bit with this last update, and I don't know the number off the top of my head, but you can see we have a new flight plan, I think they call, or flight summary page. It's pretty good. I'll have to give it to them. Not only does it show the route, shows the fixes, information, and the same information you can glean from the other one is right across these, plus the weather radar. So we have a little bit of rain. Well, kind of trying to show up. That could be radar echoes, who knows. But let's get into it. We're going to go to the standard one because it's just easier to go through. So we're switching into it. Here's the route, as you can see in the chat window as well. We're flying the A320. Gatwick is 203 feet above sea level. Runway 26 left is our intended depart runway, which is 10,800 feet long. Transition altitude in the UK is 6,000 feet, and the heading on this runway is 258. Now, over on the other side, let's get the weather real quick for you if we didn't get that earlier. The METAR's there as well. Oh, man, for some reason, still have the yawns. But anyway, as of 1350Z, which that's a little old, over an hour old, winds are 130 at 5. Now, that favors a more 8 departure. But with them being so calm, we're going to just keep with what we got. I got a feeling this is going to update because I didn't do anything to SimBrief. And that's where we get all of this data into Sim Toolkit. SimBrief, we then import it into here, and then we get all of that data. For the loadout, we're looking at 14,700 kilograms. Yes, folks, we're in kilograms. I know everyone in the UK over across the Atlantic are jumping for joy because I'm using kilograms. It's hard on me, but unfortunately, this is the only way it's easy to work with the plane. We're going to have 175 passengers on board and a zero fuel weight of 57,542. And I'm just checking something here. Okay. Um, Fuel for the flight today will be 12,865. The other program I run alongside is a professional flight planner. Does this all the time when I come on stream. I start yawning. I wasn't yawning one bit until I come on stream. Anyway, that's okay. That just means I pump more caffeine down me with coffee. We're going to run with 13,537 kilograms. And our reserve for today will be, let me break this down a little easier for me, because what I do, folks, is for my reserve, I go with what I need to my alternate. Today, Tenerife, uh, the Canary Islands, I believe I said that right, is where our alternate is set up for, and that's 2,030 pounds of or kilograms. Sorry, folks, old habits. Must be in the tanks to get there. That's what they're predicting. It's a 43-minute flight, and when we land and park, we should have 1,143 kilograms for a 30-minute reserve. So little under, and so we'll go with that as our reserve. So uh, so that'll be 3.1. Just writing that down. I hadn't had a chance yet to get that part. Now, the part I don't like here is this cost index of 15. Because I don't know. It's been a long time since I've ever had to look it up here. We'll go with it, but that probably is the fuel separation there. So 15 will be our cost index. Uh, Whoa, standby. 5, my bad. I really wish they'd make them better over here. And then air distance is 1,458 miles. And like I said, our alternate is the Canary Islands. Initial climb to 35,000 unless our departure says otherwise. And here's our fuel breakdown again. They want 3.6. We'll go with the higher number. It's always safer. Okay. All right, and coming down a little further, here's our routing. Should we have to go to the Canaries? Are they really putting us on 2.6? Okay, they are. All right, because that should be west. Let's see here. We're coming in on 2.3, correct? Yeah, that's weird. It should be west, not east. But anyway, we'll go on this route to the Canaries if we have to. Here's the route again. We're going to put it in this way, and I have to type it in. I didn't set it up yet. I should have. I still could have. I'm going to get used to working with the FMC, so I'm going to keep it. All right, scheduled 4 hours. They're estimating 3 hours 53 minutes. We'll see which one comes in right. And here's our weight breakdown. All right, folks, that is our pre-brief. Again, the weather still has not updated, so that's a little leery there. Anything in the TAF to make us really leery? No, not really. Okay. All right, so let's get back to here and let's get into the preliminary checklist of getting this bird fired up and then right into getting her fired up. All right, so preliminarily, what we've got to do is come into the aircraft and get the ground power on. So we do that from the electronic flight bag. We'll just click that and that. Okay, and we'll get the fuel truck called. We'll work that out here in a minute. because that's definitely not the right numbers. We've already got our staircase. And cargo. I don't think we had any cargo. I'm just making sure while I'm here. Oh, man. All right. Scroll down. 0 cargo. So that should say 14.7. Okay. Come on. Set. Even though there is cargo down there. All right, fuel, we'll get that here in a minute. All right, so we've got the important things, the electric power on, chocks in place. Real quick to verify, you can see the chocks behind the wheel. And, oops, still got those guys. And there's the power cart. All right, so back up into the cockpit. All right, so down on the bottom one, thrust lever idle. Make sure it's not in reverse, okay? Engine masters are off. That's these two switches here and here. Mode selector is in normal. Speed brakes down and disarmed. We'll find out here shortly. Flaps should be 0. Parking brake down here is on. And coming up, the gear lever is down. Coming up even further, the windshield wipers both show off. Okay. That, folks, is the preliminary checklist. So now we're going to move to power up. To do so, we're going to click battery 1. Now, one thing I was told how we can tell things are not lit up on here is if these gear indications are dark, that means your batteries are off. So we'll click on. We just saw some movement here, some lights, more lights coming on the cockpit like they should, and 3 green, and this is beginning to power up here as well. Then, as we can see, external power is there. We'll establish it, and that lights up the Christmas tree here, folks. All right, so let's come down here. We're going to let these self-test here. Once they're done, we'll continue on with cockpit preparations. So it shouldn't be more than the 40 seconds that it says. There they go, and they're doing it again. I've never actually sat and waited for this, folks, so just first time. Here they come alive. Okay. Okay, everything's powered up. You can see the doors that are open right down here. All right, so let's get back up top and start into cockpit preparation. Overhead lights on. Pedestal lights. Bear with me here, folks. I'm still learning. Floods look good. Okay. And I don't want the floods are set fine. So we're going to go ahead, go over to the EFB and make sure everything is set. So we're going to start fueling the plane, and fuel load for the flight today is 13,537. All right, that just set that. Let's make sure our packs are set at 175. Cargo set at 1. Oop, I just covered over my checklist, sorry. And all vehicles removed. Okay. Zero fuel weight is that right? Oh. Okay, hang on. Oh, that's why. I'm sorry, I just trying to figure out why am I not getting any further. Okay, we're gonna get some V speeds here. And that's the other computer yelling at me. There we go. Okay. Zero fuel weight is 57. Why is it? Oh, that's CG. My bad. 57,542. Okay, cool. Okay, so cargo. We'll keep that and we'll remove fuel truck. Okay, we'll keep the door open for now. All right. And let me get into the right area. There we go. All right, so we got the vehicles removed. And what I've got here is a checklist I found from X-Plane. That's pretty good. It even gets into start your acres, stupid. Because you know how I always forget it. All right, so APU is what we're going to prepare, but I don't want to start it just yet. So we're going to do a fire check. Now this, folks, those of you in the chat room that know how to keep this thing going, so I could do the other checks, I would sure appreciate it, but obviously it's not playing like it's supposed to. Okay, the APU checked good. We'll go ahead and get engine 1. And engine 2. Might as well while we're up here. Dink, external power off. Okay. All right, that ding, I am going to check real quick because I think it's going to be our squawk. It is our squawk, okay. 0, 5, 2, 3. Okay, I'm on POSCON, so we're really without ATC for the most part. So, I did not want to put my, what did I put down? My sun shield. Okay, right, there we go. All right, so we got the fire check done. We'll keep the ground pin on. All right, so let's start going through the flows, folks. We're going to come up, anything that says off, we turn on. Okay, everything's looking good here. ADIRs, turn them on. We're going to get a flash here, and then we're going to make sure it goes on battery. There it is, on bat. When that light goes out, what that's doing is if we lose all power in the engines and everything, these things will still work off the battery. Same thing we're looking for. There it is. By the way, it's 1, 2, 3. I'm learning this plane, folks, slowly. The hard part comes to me is that MCDU. That's the equivalent to the FMS in the Boeing jets. Or as I like to say, boing. All right, so we've got the IRSs or ADIRs on. We're going to come finish this up here real quick, make sure. Okay, nothing more. Oh, crud. Let me get that one aligning again. That was my bad. Let's make sure that battery switch comes on. Okay, it may not. Okay. All right. That's my stupidity there. Alrighty, so we're moving on to come back down. Now they flow up. I think Boeing, you flow down. Okay, so we come back down to lights. Strobes are off. Seatbelt signs. Okay, so they're doing quite a bit here. Whoop, I'm not all the way to the bottom. That's why. Okay, yeah, strobes were there, but here's your seatbelt sign. On. No smoking. On. Emergency lights to arm. Landing elevation. Oh, I don't know where that switch is. Hang on, that's a new one. Okay, I don't see that one right off the bat. Folks in the chat room, please chime in if you see me doing something I'm not supposed to or did wrong. But I sure don't see landing altitude. Let me zoom down a little, see if that helps. Dome. Oh, here it is. Landing elevation right here, auto. Okay, coming up, we're going to make sure our packs and all are set. Now, I've been told turn this up 3 notches, down 2 in the back. We're coming up through here. Fuel pumps all come on. And we've done our engine fire check and VHF3. Okay, and it is set. Okay, I'm continuing the overhead panel check. All right, so, oh wait, that is the overhead panel check, folks. We didn't do this side. Hang on. These two and go to up. Everything powered up. Okay, now we're going to the main panel and pedestal. Okay, so on the main panel, we want the anti-skid and nose wheel steering switch auto, or on, I'm sorry. FMC, on. Radios, on. We're going to set our frequencies while we're here. So 1, 2, 4, 30. Whoop, back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, come on. 5. Over here. And this one ought to be familiar to a lot of people, what we're setting in here. There. Okay. So basically this is our CTAF, which is what POSCON wants us transmitting on in non-ATC with that would have a control tower. That's what they gave me as a frequency. This is the guard channel in the air. So we'll switch to that once we clear out of Gatwick. This is the ICAO emergency frequency or guard channel. And then this is our frequency Unicom that we use. We also have a squawk, so we'll go ahead and put that in right now. 0, 5, 2, 3. And we're going to leave everything like that as it is. Okay, so radio 1, radio 2. Now the one last thing I've been forgetting to do And this is why I get, when I push my push to talk, you can see that across the top. What that is saying is I haven't set my frequency. Well, I have, but you got to turn the microphone on. And I could not, for the love of God, find that switch. It's right there. It's that push button. Because now you'll see COM1. And now we're able to transmit. So anyway, and we got transponder set and on standby. We're moving now to the infamous I call it, MCDU. All right, so let's come back up. Oh, crud. I keep forgetting. There we go. All right, so here's the MCDU. So we want to, there was an interesting acronym that I really wanted to write down, but I haven't had time. It's not really an acronym. It's just the first letter of every word that you do. So here's the initialization. We want to make sure our nav data is up to date, and it is, through the 22nd. Then we're going to go to the initialization page. Now remember, we've already got our alignment moved to now our ADARs to align, or nav, sorry. Boeing terminology still trying to float through. However, we're going EGKK / LPMA. No, we don't have a route. Flight number for today is, we'll go with Mac. We're flying for Millennial for this on there. Okay, cost index 5. I don't like that. Hang on. Believe it was 35, but me, I check everything. Coming back up to the top, 35. Interesting in how we're going to do a step climb. That I don't know yet. All right, we'll go with the default there. Then we'll do the initial on ref, confirm, and we're still aligning because this GPS will go away on both nav displays. Both FMCs will show primary good or something like that. So moving on. So now we've got the flight number, the cost index, the cruise. We go to next page. Why? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. And then wait request select. And it's loaded in our information from, and this is the neat thing I like about, I did it again, dang it. This is one of those things I really like about this plane. Just moving it over so we can, okay, that's what we're looking for. Now our GPS is aligned. Here, I'll show real quick. Well, let's do it real quick. See how they show primary now? All right, so let's get back over here. Get this shown here real quick. Okay, so I can clear that. This is our zero fuel weight CG. So we'll go to perf data up here. Now, zero fuel weight's right here. So 5.57.5 is right here. Our CG for the zero is here, 294. Block fuel 35.5, which, if we go to our flight plans, that's what I intended to put in the tanks. We're looking good there. Also, trim is on this page. It's up 0.3. All right, so there we go, folks. That is set. All right, so now we can go to, I'm going to do this real quick so we don't accidentally hit something wrong here. And if I get a little quiet, it might be because my wife's getting a phone call at work. So uh, that way we don't allow the kind of work she does to go over the air. Okay, so now we've got the wait request done. We got that information. Let's go to the perf page. What we do, click here. Now, we're going to put V-speeds in, flex temperature, all of that. Now, this is where it gets kind of fun. We're going to pull up a program here. And I'm going to go ahead, let me get that program first pulled up. I think actually a couple of programs. And hang on a second, the second program's coming. I'm going to make sure it works before I bring it alive for you. I would hope, since the creator, yes, it does. All right, so let's get into this. Let me pull it up here so you can see what we're going to be doing. Browser. I said browser. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of bring it down in size a little, slide it over, and fade it in. All right, so now we have that up and running for you. What it is, this is it's actually a tool for what I was told a different sim, but it really works good here. And what it'll give you is your V speeds. Hang on, let me pull it up here so I give you the accurate info. It'll pull up your V speeds, your flex, and confirm your state. So what we're going to do, we're in an A320 CFM, we're in metrics, we're at EGKK, and we're going to get the METAR, and it's going to fill in that information. Still, oh wait, we have updated just about 19 minutes ago, and we're variable, so 26 is fine. Okay, now we're going to do a flaps 1 departure. PAX will be on. Anti-ice off, runways dry. All right, now we are, let's go back to our perf page. Better yet, we are 5742. Here it is. There's our gross weight, 57542. 575. Whoop, 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 whoop. 542. Enter. Now the CG, we've got that too, folks, remember. 29.4. It might be the 27. We'll know when this matches it. So it's either 294. Okay. All right, that way I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth. All right, so CG 29.4. Enter. We'll select hopefully a runway, 26 left. Okay, let's try the other one. This is where I get a little confused with this program, which one to use. Calculate. 2 up. Still getting the same thing. Oh well. That's what we'll go with. I did both numbers and got the same thing. So flex is okay. So here we go, folks. Now one neat thing, if you like neat things, you can print it out like you would see it come out of the little printer that's on the console or on the pedestal. Although I don't like what some of this is showing, zeros all over the place. But anyway, that's what the printer would look like. Going back, oh, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so 144, 144, 145. What I'm going to do, I'll show you. And we come out of this printer right here. All right, so was it 144? 144. 144. I think it said 145, but I always double look. 145. 145. Okay, now flaps 1 / your trim. Trim is UP 0.2. Okay, try it again. 1 / UP point tree. And that's why I did that. It's still saying to check. Huh. Flexed. Oh, we don't have the flex in yet. That was 60 something. 61. Let's try that. Still getting it. Oh, did I skip a step? I haven't entered my flight plan yet. Because I don't even have a runway yet, so let's do that. All right, so EGKK departure, 26 left, and we're going to be using Novem. Okay. Now off that, where'd my flight plan go? Stand by. Where's my flight plan? We'll give it a shot. You never know. Nova. Okay. So now, airway. L. L. 620. To SAM, S-A-M. Okay. And then we're going to go the same thing. Airways. SAM, we're going to take the mic. 195 over to LORKU. Okay. Okay, we'll move that up. And then we're going to go UN 866. It's very cumbersome. I like Boeing a lot better in this. Okay, and we're going to go to curl. Okay, I see I do need to do something. Coral. Y'all can see it right now. We'll get that changed here in a moment. K-O-R-U-L. Okay. And temp. Now I'm going to explain one thing that this guy's learned. All right. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get to Coral here. Use the up key to move it up. to where you're looking for. There's Corel. All right, let's do the next one. Oh, the next ones are just insert waypoints. Hang on a second. Demos. D-E-M-O-S. Next up, sorry folks, A-S-M-A-R, A-S-M-A-R. Next up, VRAM, V-E-R-A-M. Okay. Okay. T-E-L-M-U. P-E-C-K-Y. One more fix after this, folks. Next. Oh, wrong way. And L-I-D-R-O. Okay. Which one is it? L-I-D-R 1P. Okay. Now, why I clicked the yellow one is just so I could see it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that. Do that. That takes us to the top of the page. Now I'm going to pull this out, bring it down. Oh, wait, I forgot to do something. We're going to switch into close in, plan. Now we'll come down. And what we're going to do is basically scroll. So there's our departure. First fix. Next fix is right there. Next fix. Kind of make sure nothing's really out of the ordinary. Okay. Everything looking good so far. And we're looking for discontinuities. No discontinuities. So back up. Go up here. Turn that back to arc. I'm going to bring that back up to where we had it. Get that gone. All right, folks. So we got that much of the MCDU planned. Now let's go to perf. And all we got is thrust reductions. Now you can leave the default. Now there is a website out there. Whoops. Oh, I closed it. Dang it. Hang on a second. Get it back up here. All right, so EGKK. Enter. All right, so, and let me bring this back up for you. And browser. All right, so we're on a different page this time. So let's move this over. Okay. This is the Black Box 711's a streamer as well. He's a real world Airbus pilot, and he's set up, oh, it looks like about 200 or so pages so far that'll give you for 200 different airports the accelerations, thrust and uh, thrust reduction, acceleration, also engine out. So it looks like 1210 across the board. Okay, let me double check. So we'll go here. Again, it gives you a rough estimate. You know, this is a nice little chart for the airport. So there's your frequencies, by the way. But anyway, thrust reduction, 1210, acceleration. Okay. Thrust acceleration. So 1210 slash 1210. Those of us that fly in the US, just so you know, don't be looking for this. There's not a lot of airports over there. I haven't run into one yet. Then we want our acceleration, 1800. Okay, so we've got everything filled in. No information now showing up down here. Let me see if there's anything else I need to do on this page. It appears we are done. Now we're just going to go through each phase. Cost index. Don't know what that is. When I don't know what it is, no touchy. Cruise. Descent. Transition altitude. I'm just going to pull it up here real quick. Hang on a second. Matter of fact, we'll do it this way. Hang on a second. Okay, we're going to phase that in. All right, so we're going to look at Sim Toolkit, find it out. It's 5,000 feet, and it shows 5,000 feet. Next phase is go around. So we click perf, it should come back to takeoff, and all our data here. I do not know what any of this is up here, nor those perfs on the other page. Check takeoff data needs to be cleared over here. So, and GPS. Where is the progress page? There it is. It's actually saying 370 is our optimum. Let me check some flight plans here. Nope. All right, so we've got the MCDU programmed. Fingers crossed we did it right. While we're here, I'm just going to pan up. Let's check the hydraulic page. I don't see where quantities are. Okay, let's try it this way. Okay, I don't know. Engine, should be able to see quantities, and I don't know where they are. Oil quantities are there. So I'm assuming that means it's good. I'm gonna I hate assuming on these. Status, recall. Okay, so flight control unit. Oh, okay. I know where we're going next. Okay. So we're going to be setting this area now. Hang on. So let's get our Q and H. So we'll get that right while we have Sim Toolkit up here. And then we're going to get rid of Sim Toolkit or I'll forget. 1019. Okay, dissolve that away. 1019. Okay. Flight director on. Nav select arc with nav. CSTR on. Range set to 20. Okay, I can't set that. Okay. Altitude. Set. Can't set it. All right, so we're not going to mess with it. 20 arc, 1019 flight director set. And we're going to go with VOR, VOR. Over here, VOR, VOR. Okay, folks, we are to that point where we can take on passengers and or shut the door, say no fly, and get going. So this is where I am going to go ahead and say, that's not bad for third flight, fourth flight, that we did it in 57 minutes. Couple of hiccups, but I'm very happy to get us this quickly this far. Just making sure I didn't forget anything. No, I did not. Nice. Up top, the only thing we haven't done is fired up the APU. We'll get that going right now. Now, you turn the master on right here under APU. Then I come down, and you're waiting for flap open. There it is. It's doing a lot of checks, so you want to wait for a green flap open. Go back up to the top. Start. And when it shows available, it's actually on. Not yet. Let's come back down. It should be spooling up here. And you'll know it's available when this all spoiled, when the gen comes alive. It's almost there, folks. Now, I know that was a step back, oh my gosh, after we loaded our EFB. So you can see now that our generator is up and running. Bleed pressure is available. Flap open. We're good to go. We'll come up to the top, and now you see how it says avail. We'll turn that on, and we'll disconnect from the ground power. Now, come over to your electronic flight bag. Go to Service, Supply, and let's get rid of that. Removing. Okay. Nothing's changed. Okay, we still have chocks in. All right, so, and then the other thing we want to now do is go ahead and close the main door and get ready for the pushback. Okay, so at this point, before Mike forgets, he is going to start his ACARS program. Okay. And it is running. I almost clicked stop flight. Oh boy. All right, folks. 1 hour. We are at 1500 Z. Let's get this plane pushed back on time departure. And push back, face west, and enter.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay. Now, I'm going to get outside one last time, make sure everything's ready, doors closed. Yes, I don't like the way this scenery is. I may have to look for a freebie. And I know y'all are going to tell me the good ones to get payware-wise. And yes, they drive through buildings here, all the trucks. What the heck is he doing? I have to look here. Hang on a second.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
I don't want to see it anymore. We'll go ahead and kick the chocks out. Last look. No chocks. Doors closed. We are ready to push. All right, so let's get into that pushback checklist, shall we? Let me just make sure everything is free and clear. And we're going to do a quick, and I mean quick, as quick as it'll let, well, we'll do that at the runway. Should have done a departure brief at this point, but basically, folks, we're going to be, I'll do it real quick with you here over the channel. I was wondering when that would come up to make me sign in again.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm glad I didn't, because it's making me log in again. And remember me. Okay, and there's my flight. All right, real quick, we are in stand 112. We're gonna taxi out to
Tow connected
Q,
and bypass pin inserted.
down to
Release parking brake.
J, and then work our way over to 26 left. And that'll be to the east, and then we'll be at the runway. Departure will be the Nova MA1X, and the routing is straight ahead to Kilo Whiskey 07, then 09, left to the mid VOR, then on to Nova. Restrictions, gosh, I'm not seeing any. We just have to be between 25 and 4,000. 4,000 over mid and Nova. We're going to take a direct climb, unless the aircraft does it for us. All right, so let's get him what he wants. All doors are closed, beacons on. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, seatbelts are on, smoking signs are on. Shame on me, I thought I had those on. All right, hang on. Having a hard time seeing some stuff here. Wing will stay off, beacons are on. Okay. And
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
okay, I want to check Millennial Aviation that we're in pushback. All right, we are taxiing. All right. But anyway, folks, if I remember, I will try to put those up for you. The two websites that I was given by Spy 57, 757 Spy Flight, and we'll go from there. So we are pushing back. ACARS is running, and we're moving on to the start checklist, which guess what? There isn't much. All right, so here's what we'll do. Start selector to ignition. They say engine 2 first, so we'll start engine 2. Coming up here to watch, you can see the numbers beginning to build here on the number 2. Number 2 is going to give us hydraulics really quick. Okay, and so long as the box is gray here, we're spooling. We're looking for a veil. And still spooling. You can hear it back there. If you miss it, that gray box is gone. When it says avail, you can start the other. We can start the other.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Oh, this is nice how I've got...
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. So, looking up here, we're stable. So we can come back down. Let's click number 1. And then we'll look at it again. You can see all your primary numbers are coming up. Okay, and we've got a engine lighting off. All right, folks, while we're waiting for the engine to spool up, if you like the broadcast so far, please click follow. I'd really appreciate it.
The bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
We would really appreciate that. That lets us know that you all are liking what you're seeing. And secondly, when we go live, you get an email letting you know what Flying with Mike will be doing when we go live, be it like this, a challenging approach, or just flying, you know, from point A to point B. Sometimes I tell you what airplane, sometimes it's a surprise. He should be over here by now, and thumbs up, there's the pin, we're good to go. All right, so let's come back in the middle. We got a couple more things to do here. Okay, back to norm. All right, so now we go up to the top panel, and guess what? You know what we're going to be doing. Shutting down the APU. APU bleed is off. Pack 1, Pack 2 are, if there's no lights, folks, they're on. That's one thing I've learned with this plane. Next, APU master, off. And we're going to start spooling that down. Now, for the before taxi checklist. All right, runway lights on? No. If it's what I think it is, no. However, we'll bring them up one notch and they'll be out of the belly. Nose light, we'll get that to taxi here momentarily. Nav and logos are already on. Brake fan. You know, this took me a long time to find, and I knew it wasn't hard. But that's right here next to the landing gear, right above the anti-skid. And it will show somewhere over here. APU is still, there it is, brake fan right there. Weather radar. I don't know if it works, but we're going to go ahead and turn it on. We'll go to number 1. We did number 2. Did a test flight yesterday to test some things out that I was having trouble with when I did the last flight, along with a million other things. All right, spoilers armed. Okay. Flaps 1. Parking brake, taxi to runway. All right, so let's get transponder on. It's in auto, we're good. Okay, and last I want to reset this so the rudder trim is zeroed. All right, folks, we are ready to taxi. Again, the proposed taxi out of here will be Lima, I think it's Quebec, Juliet to Zulu to our runway. We'll use Mike, and then we'll take off. All right, move, close that, center that, close that, and we'll go to the standard one. There we go. And still looking pretty good weather-wise. All right, we make sure here that we're good for taxi and everything looks good. I want to do one thing with the EFB. Now this was something one of the spy flight guys very nicely handed to me, and it really helps this out from the default. Thank you so much. Aircraft position. And it's right there, it's kind of hard. Where is the UK? Well, the dark blue, dark shades are water. There's your land, the light shades. It took a few seconds to zero in, so I thought I'd help you out. We're right in this area. All right, and perf data hasn't changed, correct? I don't know why we've got. And this, let's go dark, see if it helps. Seems to. Okay. And again, we're going to come out, down, over. All right, folks, so here we go. All right, so it's signaled to him that we saw. And off with the brakes. Let me make sure. Haha, there we go. And let's see if she taxis out on her own, this heavy. Oh, she's got enough oomph to help herself along. What I was testing yesterday, and it was just about 10 minutes. One, bringing the plane out of cold and dark, and trying to figure out why I wasn't having toe brakes, and I could only go to parking brake to get her stopped. And it took a little bit to find what I was looking for. It's toggle brakes that work, and I want to try that out on another plane I had troubles with. I'm also wanting to try it out on Zebo and see if that stops turning off the beacons. But really appreciative. Let me see, where's my phone? Let me see if I've still got that post up that it took to find it. Yes, I do. But it's a hold brake regular effect, hold brake maximum. Those will not toggle the parking brake. It's actually toggle brake maximum effect. I know it sounds, they're very close in their talk, but that's what it took, folks, for me to be able to stop the plane without turning the parking brake on. And that's pretty cool. The radar's on. Outstanding. Okay. All right, so we're moving. Let's get outside the plane. And it's neat. This construction area actually shows up on the charts. That's pretty cool. Now, one thing I don't like is that blur effect behind the engines. That doesn't look good. So I'll have to look for that next. But anyway, folks, we are on the move here at Gatwick. Would have liked to have been in the air by now, but we're getting there with this plane. And I really hope y'all are enjoying it. It's going to get a lot. It's going to become more interesting when we get to Madeira. I've never flown into this airport, and I've seen the videos of the crosswind landings they do there, and that's one thing I have trouble with. So this could be all too much fun. So we're getting over here to the runway. Um, So, hope everyone's having a good Hump Day Wednesday as we progress one more day, and it's April. So, sorry I don't have many more factoids out here. Not usually prone to flying in London. Occasionally into Stansted or Heathrow, but because of the hit on frame rates, I usually stay away from London. Although with this new computer, it seems to be doing pretty good. Oh, yeah, let me, once I get wheels up here. All right, so let's get that before takeoff checklist going. All right, so we're going to do the takeoff config check. Do it again because I forgot to put the brakes to max. Okay, let me just scroll down a little bit again. Test good. Okay, cabin's ready, confirmed. Cabin ready. It's right there, folks. Okay, so let's, we're at the hold line. Packs 1 and 2 off. Landing lights on, nose taxi, and transponder, make sure we're on TRA. Okay, we are. Okay. Gatwick traffic, Mac Air 572. Departing runway 26 left. Okay, everything's set. All right, folks, and here we go. As we enter the runway, I'm going to kick the strobes on. Here we go.
Approaching 26 left.
All right, folks, we're on the runway.
On runway 26 left.
That's what we want to hear and verify. And dots. All right, folks, here we go. Takeoff. Throttle. Little rudder to keep her straight.
Rotate.
Whoa. All right, positive rate. Gear up. Okay.
Gear up.
Autopilot on. Okay. Packs 1, 2 on. Throttles climb. Thrust climb on. That wasn't too bad, folks. A little, still a little touchy. That might have been because I didn't calibrate. Flaps up. Okay, we got flaps 0 and 0. And finally, brake fans off. Spoiler disarm. This way I won't get caught when I ask for help that you didn't disarm your spoilers. All right, and brake fans off. All right, folks, we are on our way. 10,000 feet, the lights go off. We're leveled off at 4,000. We may, well, I don't know how to, so we'll hold it there. But folks, thank you for flying with us. We are airborne. We got 3.5 hours or so to go-ish to Madeira. At that point, we're going to be shooting the RNAV in. They don't have an ILS there, folks. I'm sure many a pilot would love it, but they don't. Now, I'm always curious, what Airbus guys would love you to chime in. Why does it always say TA only down here? Is there something I didn't set? Because I am, I'm looking at it here. I'm set. I mean, I know I'm kind of low still, but it never seems to come off that. So I would really love for any of you Airbus pilots to chime in the chat and let me know. Unless that's kind of weird. I'm just not used to seeing something in the nav display all the time telling me. Again, transition level will come up at 6,000 feet here in the UK. Once we pass Nova, which is here, that's when we'll initiate our climb to 35,000. So for now, folks, you can really sit back, relax. I'm going to take a look outside the plane. Whoops, not with that one, I won't. I really wanted to get her on a takeoff, but oh well, that's me. But yes, folks, we are on our way to Madeira. Scheduled departure time was 1500. The actual plane departs at 1300. Oh, we were way late. Anyway, about an hour late. It's my apologies to the passengers. But we are on our way, and I don't see anything new in the chat. All right, let me See who we have out here. So, but folks, we do appreciate you coming along for the flight to Madeira. Trying something new here. All right, sounds like we are over Novum and beginning our climb up to flight level 350. All right, I'm just getting some things set up here as I try to improve upon seeing when you guys chime in or talk out here. There we go. And if I've messed up like I tried to, again, but I didn't. All right, so we are good to go here.
Altimeter setting.
Well, thank you, ma'am. All right, we are standard and standard. Okay, so we are climbing out. And I have to say, X-Plane's scenery is really good. So, really, the UK here looks 10 times better than what we saw with FSX. There's my cue. Okay, so at 10,000 feet, we're going to head up to the top. We're going to turn the runway lights off. Okay, so let's look at the TAT. So used to being able to just zoom right there. It's not right there. Still plus 10. Okay. Okay, by the way, for those of you Boeing guys like me, TAT, SAT, ISA is all right here. Landing lights are off, runway lights are off. Baro is standard. The only lights remaining on are the logo nav lights. Okay, so that concludes that checklist portion. Next up is the seatbelt, which goes off at cruise. We'll get the electronics on for them. And there we go, folks. We are into cruise, or heading up to cruise. We're through 13,500. On our way to 35,000, and somehow along the way we're going to figure out how to do a step climb, which could be challenging. All right, so we are at Sierra Alpha Mike. I think that's Southampton. Let me pull up my Sky Vector real quick. Yes, Southampton. Um, Still remember some of this up here, folks. Anyway, we're on our way. Mac Air shows us in currently a 3-hour, 41-minute flight. We're 1,292 miles out, and looking forward to this. Upcoming flights. That's going to get a little challenging. Tomorrow I start a 48-hour shift at work in the firehouse. Then I'll be home Saturday, but I think we're going to be not streaming Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, for two reasons. One, it's Easter. Praise God for the risen Savior. Uh, but two, I'm at work again. So Monday, Tuesday next week, I haven't fully decided what we're going to fly. Kind of working that out still. Any suggestions, feel free to pop that in the chat room. I'd love to hear what your ideas are. We have aircraft in Madeira, Taiwan, and Fort Lauderdale at the moment. Where else? That's it for now. Oh, and I forgot about the one in the Fiji Islands. So, and that's going to be the first flight. I've got a little tour I've set up with that, so we'll be going up to um, Pago Pago in the Samoas, Easter Island.
18,000
I
feet.
think there's one before it, but then into Chile. Those are substantially long flights, and they'll be with the Zebo. They were set up that way way before I bought this aircraft. So we're through 18,000 as the gentleman told us. We are headed for Madeira in the Flight Factor A320 for those kind of popping in, popping out. We are pretty much coasting out of Europe, out of the UK, out into the Atlantic. And actually, I guess this would still be the channel. But let me see. Oh, lost myself. Here we go. So yeah, we still got a little bit of Europe, a little bit, couple little pieces we go over. But we're on our way to Madeira. So, but again, it's the Flight Factor A320. If y'all want to see, it's a really nice rendition. The EasyJet is what's taking us down there. Golf Echo Zulu Whiskey Alpha is the tail number, and hope you all enjoy the route. Once we get up to cruise, we'll kick some music on and just kind of kick back, relax as we ease our way on down into Madeira. Planned runway 23 today. Go. Be nice if it showed where the airplane was on here, but I'm not going to complain at all. That's really cool that we have that. All right, so, and my weather radar is now worried now that I know how to work that. But again, I'll pose a question to those who may be new in our chat room here. Let me pop this window out. Why is it showing TA only here on this? This is my fourth or fifth flight with this plane, third, fourth, or fifth, somewhere in that ballpark. And I cannot get that to show properly. Because if you come down here, I'm going to zoom, so stand by. I'm on TARA, all, auto, and I don't know which one needs to be turned on to get that not to show. So if y'all want to chime in, I would love to learn as much as, don't be surprised if I ask more questions if you answer, but please don't let that scare you off either. Because, like I said, this is only the fourth or maybe fifth flight that I've flown in it. And my last stream wasn't a disaster, but I had a lot of problems that I'm not having, thankfully, this flight. So, yeah, I would really appreciate any assistance there from you all out there. Hopefully you're not all Boeing people are going, we hate Airbuses. But here, I'll help to that hate. I'll feed into that hate with you as we leave the UK behind us. I've only gotten accustomed to them, folks, by the way, because of working where I work at Mid-America Airport here in St. Louis. We get Allegiant Allegiant Air in here, and they fly Airbuses. They used to fly Trash 80s, I mean empty 80s. Sorry, folks. I really think that was a hunk of crap plane. They should have just left them DC-9s. Should not have. But anyway, that's another day, another time. But yeah, they picked up on the Airbuses and ran with them. 319s, 320s. I don't think they have any Neos that I know of. And they're doing really good with them. So, they have their problems from time to time at the airport. We're up late at nights. But overall, they're sound aircraft for them. Never have I been a passenger on one, so I don't know what they're like to ride on. I've heard some things where the seats are really narrow and stuff like that. I can't confirm nor deny any rumor out there about the plane. Never even been on to see the cockpit to learn how to shut it down. So, but it's a really, I enjoy watching them. Like I said, they've grown on me. So that's why this old Boeing guy that really wouldn't fly anything but Boeing actually has an Airbus in the stable now. He has the Zibo 737 and the 747 Queen of the Skies. Not the payware, but a free version of it. And it's a really good. I like it. The Dash 8 is, it's going to be something for me to get used to. I haven't gotten it yet, that's why. But I really do like this plane. So sorry, Boeing. Airbus is kind of pulling me over here. And we're hitting our fix, which would be just a gentle turn here. So let's get back in, see where we are climb-wise. The only other real thing I'm not a fan of in the Airbuses is that throttle. Now I know it moves, but it has those so-called notches, I guess is what, for lack of a better word for me. I am still not used to those. I'm going to go ahead and set that. It's a little better. All right, and I don't care what that one is. Now that can stay just like that. All right, so I do want to do one thing that I accidentally found. Didn't even know it existed on the plane. And that's my little checklists here. We've done all of those. We're up to landing. So interesting how they do it. But hey, when you got the stick over here on the left, which I've got to have to flip these here eventually so I can give it a try and see if I can fly. I've gotten so used to stick on the right, throttles on the left, that flipping them is going to probably really throw me for a loop for a while. So, but anyway, folks, we are now 31,000 feet up, getting very close to going into cruise. I want to look at one thing. It does show us into climb. And one odd thing about Professional Flight Planner, though, today, made me have to do ETOPS on this, and I really don't know why. Looking even at it, there is no ETOPS. You're always within range of airports. So I don't get why. SimBrief didn't even said not authorized, not needed, not something. So they wouldn't even give me any airports. I just put the arrival departure pair in. So that's kind of odd. I also don't like that it gave me 5 on a cost index. I forget. That's the one where burns more fuel or less fuel. I never remember how the cost indexing works. And also the update. And I need to find me a good solid manual on a couple of things that I'm going to want to do. And that is one, a step climb to 37 here soon, because it's calling that is optimal. But yet my flight plans, plural, I said that intentionally, have me stepping, hang on a second, at DMOS. I think both of them have it at DMOS. Hang on, let me just scroll. Almost to DMOS on the other one. So I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, oh, we're outside, so let's switch over, get the next frequency set up. Okay, and what we'll do here, we'll get the other guard channel up over here. That way we're listening in. There we go. Actually, no, switch. There we go. Now, folks, if you click your mic key or if you set one on your joystick, whichever way you do it, and it says no mic evac, and you need to make sure you first off tuned in your VHF that you want to use, which is 3 or 1 in this case for me. 2, top one's 3. Don't forget the mic. It's right there. So I'm going to, all right, so let's get up here. We should be almost to cruise. And 1,000 to go, folks. I really like pay where aircraft are. Oh, and by the way, the one factoid that I noticed along the way, we are going to be flying very close to, if not over, Omaha Beach. So in Normandy, France. So just kind of imagine when you look out here what that could have looked like, 80 years ago. All those ships that brought all those troops in. Yeah, and it's not a big wide area here. I mean, it is wide, but when you put those many ships in here, you can almost walk across them to get to the shore. Granted, they use ships, but you get my point. But anyway, for those of you World War II buffs like me, yeah, we're getting ready to fly over the beaches of Normandy, or very close to them. So, just thought I'd throw that out there while we get up here to cruise. And we are 600 feet away, by the way, from cruise. Once we hit cruise, we'll run the checklist. Once the checklist is complete, we'll go ahead and start up some music, relax, and enjoy our ride as we head south towards Madeira. Here comes 35,000 down on the tape. Okay, she should be switching into cruise mode here anytime. We'll kind of pan down, get a better view here. And we're now in cruise. Cruise and cruise. I'm wondering, is this, anyone chimed in yet? Okay. For those of you in the chat room, is this update where they then go through and check all the systems like every 30, 45 minutes? If so, sure like to know how you set that. Also, we still got a little ways to go, but we're going to be needing to do a step climb. And I'm just curious the procedure on doing a step climb. Otherwise, we'll leave it at 35 and hope for the best, wind-wise. But for now, folks, we are in cruise. Cruise checklist real quick. Cabin temperatures are being checked, 23, 23, 25. Seatbelt sign going off. And the cabin is being notified that they are allowed to get up, move around, but if they're in their seats, to keep the seatbelts on. Especially when flying with Mike, because you never know what's going to happen. And see where we are here as we continue our way across little sliver of France, then a little sliver of Spain on our way. All right, folks, we're going to leave you, well, we'll leave you in this view for a few minutes, let the music play on, and just ease our way on down to Madeira. Alright folks, back with you here, Flying with Mike. Hope you enjoyed the interlude there with all the music for the last 3 hours or so. Alright, during that time frame we've gone up to our final cruise altitude of 37,000. So we're going to do a arrival brief here. We're set up for runway 23 already. We did that on the ground in Gatwick. So 1 second here while we pull that up and slide it over. Hang on a second, and over it goes. Alright folks, Air Sim Toolkit. We're headed right here. You can see where we are, not very far off. Not showing much rain in the area, so let's get right into it. Weather where we're going is of 17:30, about 20 30 minutes ago. Looks like winds are 350 at 4. I'm also getting that in the chat for you. That won't work. Sorry, folks. That will. Alright, so that way you can see it as well. So we're 350 at 4. Scattered clouds 1500, a few at 1600. We got some thunder storms or convectionary clouds in the area, 19 degrees Celsius. So that's what we're dealing with to get in here. Let me make sure. Okay, so from that, let's head over to NavGraph, and I wouldn't be surprised, yep, as I'm signing in. It's been the story of our lives with this here lately. And there we go. It's just ridiculous, but it is what we have to deal with. And it's loaded up, zoomed in. All right, so let's get into this Lindrow 1 Papa arrival. And what it's going to do is basically we're going to be heading to PILM, P-I-L-I-M, which is the initial for our RNAV approach into Madeira today. Real quick, there are no altitude constraints other than be above 3,000 by PILIM, above 4,000 here at MA534. So there's our descent planning. And you can see the instructions here. We'll be, once we get to MA536 or thereabouts, we'll switch to our Unicom frequency, which is common traffic here at Madeira to come in. Now from PILM, this is our approach. All right, across the top are the frequencies if we had ATC. We're on an RNAV approach, meaning we're going to be using the MCDU. Approach course is 227 degrees, 227, sorry, to MA562. At MA561, mandatory 2,800 feet. Decision altitude is 1,390 feet. Looking at this is for a visual into the pattern at Madeira. All right, so missed approach will go left to Monek, and while climbing to 3,000 and hold. Pretty simple stuff here. Madeira is 191 feet above sea level, as is the runway. So there's that portion of the approach. Let me pull up 12-2, which takes us, well, pretty much the same. Hang on a second here. Here we go. Clicked on the wrong 2A. All right, so from MA 562 or PILM, we're just going to visually track to the runway. And then turn in. So there you go, folks. That's our arrival brief. And once we're on the ground, we'll exit if we can at Charlie. Otherwise, we'll turn around, come back to Charlie, and park on the ramp. The big thing for us here is okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Here we go. As we track in, we're good 3,000 feet as long as we stay above that. After MA 562, we should be able to see the runway and track in. So we'll just reading this one. So RNAV procedure for cloud breaking followed by the visual, only effective when external visual reference to the terrain exists. We have high terrain, folks, to the west and north of the field. Continuing visually with required vertical descent profile. RNAV decision in runway may not be or remain in sight at all times, but other visual clues surrounding it may be used. Sufficient visual reference required. So there you go, folks. That's our arrival brief. And let's slide that out one last time. Come up to here. And we are getting really close to top of descent. Let's zoom down. Top of descent is now 63 miles out. So with that, let's get into some checklists here, or we're going to be getting very close to one. 20 miles, so we're close to doing one. Perf phase to approach page entered. Okay. All right, so the QNH into here will be, oh, it doesn't help to get their weather. Let's get down here to their weather. Why is it red? Okay, QNH is 1005. All right, so oh, wait, that's where I wanted to be. 1005. Temp. 19. Winds. 350 at 4. Are you kidding me? They switched? Oh, we're coming in. Okay, MDA. Oh, let's see. We got to go back here to here to here. I'm going to get the visual up again. All right, so we're going to be 1390. Okay. And we are 45 miles out. We're good. Seatbelt signs will come on. Altitude set for star, which will be 4,000. And we'll click the descent on the altitude when it's ready. Okay, so let's get a little bit further out here. So we're going to first remove. All right, so get that out of the way here. And we're going to start our way in. The QNH is set. Everything is set. We're not doing an instrument landing system. We're only doing a partial VNAV. And okay, so we are set. We've got the hockey stick now showing up where our descent is. So yeah, we are getting ready to make our descent here and about give it a little bit to drift in here. 33 miles, okay. All right, folks, so welcome. We're just about to start our approach into Madeira. We're at 37,000 feet. All of the checklist has been completed but one item, and that is the click the descent button, which is really clicking the altitude button right here when we're ready to start down. Currently waiting for that hockey stick. We'll go through them again once we're 20 miles from top of descent. And our goal during the descent, there'll be a green dot that shows up, keeping it as close to 37 as possible. That'll be, we're on profile on our descent. Now, if you look at the UTC time, that was set for this flight. So that will be off. So it's about 3 hours off, 2 hours off. I can't remember. It's 3 hours off. So tried to fly it at the same time the real airline does. Well, according to Mac Air, and that's why it's off. All right, I think we've just dropped under 20. Yes, we did. All right, so let's go through it one more time. Let's go to the next phase. Okay, so we've got the QNH put in at 1005. Temperature is 19. Winds 350 at 4. That upsets me. They switched on me again. Transition altitude is 5,000 here. MDA will be 1,390 and will be in landing full. Our V speeds approach around 140, 139, VREF or VLS 134. Real quick before we click the button here, can I get the runway here real quick? No. Okay. Didn't think so. But I know I can get it here. I don't want airport charts. We're going on to a 9,100 foot runway, folks. So, okay. Go back to performance. 9 miles out. Let's go ahead and initiate our descent. He says cautiously. Never seems to want to work right. So let's activate approach, confirm. Now let's give it one more try. I love that it won't start. Why is it not ever starting for me? Is there anything I'm supposed to click down here? Yeah, your captain's real silly. There he goes. Oh boy. Okay, well, I missed that. Yeah, thank you, Jedi Buzz. Yeah, I just realized I didn't set that. That's right there on my checklist too, by the way, but appreciate that. Hopefully that's the worst I do, because I know what Madeira is known for, those crosswinds. Thankfully they aren't there, but we're coming in with a slight tailwind. It's those little things, simple things that get me every time. So we are now in our descent phase. Hopefully we'll get down here quick. And this will be my last run, METAR. Oh, now they're variable again. Cool. Thank you, Flight Sim, for listening to me. All right, so we're slowed up. I got a feeling I wasn't supposed to activate approach phase yet. So that might have been where I screwed. Whoa, what's going on up here? Hang on a second. Is that Madeira?
10,000
Yikes.
feet.
That's mountains. Holy mackerel. Okay, wasn't expecting to see that like that. Kind of was expecting like what I did into Fiji, and it wasn't that pronounced. Okay, so we're at 10,000 feet. That means QNH is set, baro set, anti-ice. We don't have to worry about runway lights on. Landing, oh. Landing lights on, nose wheel light on. Go ahead and get the wing light on. Seat belts. All right, and we'll start setting flaps. All right, so there we go. And the passing 10,000 foot line has been achieved in the checklist. So let me guess, that little sliver of land is where I'm going. Oh, yay. Oh well, we accepted the challenge here to come here, so we will do our best to grab hold of it. Auto brakes to medium. Oh, helps hit the right one, not the landing gear. Flaps will set, and we're not going to be using the ILS mode at all because there isn't one. All right, so we're slowly progressing down to 4,000 feet. One last look at our V speeds. That really doesn't help me on flap speeds. All right. However, maybe this placard will. So 230, 215, 200, 185. Those are my max speeds. Okay. All right. Well, I plan to take over at Tilm with the speed and get us down to 160, no matter how long it takes us to get in. So, brake fans, I'm going to go ahead and turn those on now. We're not going to worry. Oh, spoilers, are they? They're down. Okay. Well, they don't need to be on now. Okay, my next hockey puck or hockey stick is coming up. Take it down to 3,000. Okay, we're turning now for PILIM. And boy, it's really cloudy here.
Altimeter setting.
Okay, transition. Please let me see an airport here real soon. I can see the mountains. Okay, we're going to go down now to okay. First notch of flaps. Flaps 2. How'd I overspeed? Oh well, maintenance is gonna have to be called. Okay.
2,500.
2,500.
Believe I see the runway.
Gear down.
I want to make sure. Yep, I got the runway in sight. Madeira traffic, Mac Air 572, approximately 10-mile final, correction 5-mile final 2-3. Gear down, flaps full. Am I still on managed thrust?
1,000.
Terrain. Terrain.
Oh hell, I'm lined up. I love when that happens. Easy girl. Come on, stick. Don't fight me like this. Way high.
Too high. Too high.
Yeah, I know.
1,000.
1,000.
Approaching. 2-3.
All right.
$500.
500.
400.
400.
300.
300.
200.
200. 100.
50.
50. 40. 30.
Retard.
20.
5.
10.
Okay. I'll take a 320 foot a minute, even though I was kind of doing a fighter approach, it looked more like. I'm going to tell you, these new brake settings I really like. I'm glad I found that post because that was getting real irritating. All right. Oh, my checklist just went out. It'll have to be rebooted. Hang on a second. There it comes up. Okay, on final. Here comes my taxiway. I gotta scroll real quick. There we go. Now, for those of you who might have flown to a real airport, does it really do this? I mean, this looks pretty steep. If so, wow. Kudos to all of you. All right, as soon as we clear We'll clean up. Madeira traffic, Mac Air 572, clear, runway 23, taxiing to park. All right, let's make sure. All right, so let's hold it here. All right, nose light to taxi. Other lights off. All right. Flaps up. Where's my flaps? There they are. Spoilers. And transponder to standby. We'll go to standby. Weather radar. Oh, can't see it. Off. Ding. Okay, and APU. So we need to do this. Start our taxi. And I don't know which gate should I take. All right. Okay, and we'll spool up. All right, let me see some toolkit here. 320 feet a minute. I like it. Let's go for A11. Okay. Is that downhill, I wonder? Okay. Make sure the parking brake is set. Nice. Whoever gave me all of that, thank you very much in the forums. All right, so we're shut down. Parking brake on. Levers idle. Doors open. Wait a minute here. We haven't even shut down yet. Okay. Okay. APU bleed on. Brake fan can now be turned off. So can the engines. Okay, so we're at standby off. Did the gens not kick in? Oh yeah, they're on. That's weird. Acted like I was not turned on. Huh. Okay, well, let's go through the rest. Seatbelt, engines, external lights can go off. Except for the nav lights. Fuel pumps. ADIRs, PAX 1, 2, APU, and they'll stay on. Okay. All right, so let's go over here to services, go on ground power and get the chocks in. Okay, here come the stairs. All right, so, oops, can't do it from there. Let's do it there. All right, so the APU is now off. All right, let's get outside, take a look. Holy crap. Somehow I don't think that's real. Okay, so I'm going to have to look for some scenery here, or this will be my only time in here. The next flight I know in this A320 series in Europe will be to Gibraltar. But we made a 320 feet per minute landing, so I am not complaining one bit, other than this is really weird how much it's sloped. Wow. I did not land that hard to make the island shift so it sloped down that bad, folks. Really, I did not do it. Let's see here. I need to go to sim brief and unload the flights. Okay, and yes, and complete. Yes. 320 feet a minute. All right. And let's get over here to Mac Air. And let's, you know, folks, if you are looking for a good VA, this is one to look up. Millennium Aviation Company, also known as Mac Air. Granted, they run with smart cars, K cars, something like that, modified ACAR system. But folks, they are hands down a great VA to be with. I've been with them now just about a year, year and a half, and love them. Them and FedEx Express Virtual, which I'll be flying hopefully Saturday. Still kind of in the wind because I know my wife is wanting to get some things done, so we may not be able to get into the air. Plus, I'm coming off a 48-hour shift. I may be exhausted because then the next day, Sunday, Easter, I go back for another 24. So, but anyway, folks, that's a wrap here. And Madeira. And we'll get that minimized and off the screen. We'll get back out the plane here. Whoops, can't do it from that screen, but we can do it from there. Folks, unique airport here. I've never seen one sloped this drastically other than maybe, oh, what's the one in Nepal? Ooh, I can't think of it. But anyway, that's about how the runway looks to me. So, we thank you for flying with us. If you like what you've seen, you want to be a part of the group here, click follow. That's going to give you emails letting you know when we're going to be live next. Plus on our channel, you'll see a schedule. Granted, this is the last flight for until I can figure out exactly what my work schedule is. It's kind of crazy right now out there at the firehouse, but uh, we do plan to fly again next week for sure. Not sure what days yet, but we'll get that figured out on this 48 coming up. Again, thanks for flying with us. We hope to see you in the skies. Hope next time maybe you'll take one up with us and fly along. It'd be fun. So for now, y'all have a great day. God bless. Have a happy Easter. Be safe, and we'll be chatting with you soon.